Do you know that saying that hunger is the first element of self-discipline? Well, apparently it is, and I like to think that that is true because I've tested it out myself. Also, if you've watched my previous video, you would know that one of the benefits of intermittent fasting is mental clarity. And do you know how you get that mental clarity? By sticking to your plan. Fasting is not as easy, let me tell you. That is why in today's video, I'm actually excited to share with you guys the results of what happened to me when I tried the 1 meal a day lifestyle. I'm also going to be sharing some tips on how you can do it right and the healthy way, just in case you want to try this for yourself. So if that's something you're interested in, then keep watching. Hey loves, Sheila here. Welcome back to MadammeBae, the place to be for everything weight loss, wellness, healing naturally, and lifestyle. Now, if you watched my intermittent fasting video, this is a continuation from that video, and if you haven't, I'm just going to leave a link to it above. Feel free to check it out. Basically, Omad is a kind of intermittent fast, which means eating 1 meal a day. So I did try it out for myself, and I'm super excited to share the details with you guys. But before I share those details with you, I'd like to share some tips first on how to do it right, on how I did it, and some stuff that helped me get through it and how you can get through it. So the first thing you have to note is that having 1 meal a day does not mean that you can eat whatever you want, because most people tend to just be like, because this is my only meal of the day, I'm going to eat what I want, I'm going to eat all those burgers, I'm going to eat a full pizza, I'm just going to hit up my favorite fast food joint. But that is not the case. It really matters on your weight loss journey that you maintain a healthy lifestyle, because a healthy life makes you live longer. A healthy life guarantees a happy life, let me tell you that, because you don't want to lose weight and get to your goal and be unhealthy and have complications like diabetes or high blood pressure that are caused due to unhealthy eating. Also, one thing to notice, if you eat a lot of unhealthy foods, because they have like low water concentration, they digest really slowly in your body, which slows down your metabolism and then slows down the weight loss process, and you don't want that. The whole point we are doing this is to fasten your weight loss process and get you those results you're looking for. So make sure you eat healthy. Another thing to note while we are still on that matter is when you eat a lot of unhealthy foods and the digestion slows down and everything slows down, remember that one of the benefits I talked about in the previous video was that intermittent fasting helps to heal your body, and as long as digestion is still taking place, because it has been slowed down by the food you're taking, your body is not going to tap into those self-healing properties. And I don't know about you, but for me, that's one of the reasons why I would be fasting, because aside from weight loss is for me to tap into those healing properties. Who doesn't want to heal their bodies naturally? I'm all about holistic health, you guys know that. Another thing to note is that do not just jump into the Omad lifestyle, because let me tell you something, there are possibilities of crashing. I tried the Omad diet the first week and I couldn't go through with it, because I like things that are sustainable, and there is nothing that I tell my clients more than everything you have to do has to be sustainable. You're not rushing to reach to a goal. You can't get from here to there. There is something you go through, and that is where most people are lacking, especially in their weight loss journeys. And that is what I do. If you guys are interested in any of my services, I will leave a link to it in the description box down below. Just book a free discovery call. If you have any questions, just DM me on my Instagram and I will respond to each and every one of you. When people hear that intermittent fasting or having 1 meal a day is going to help them lose weight, they think they can jump from where they are right now to fasting tomorrow. Let me tell you guys, that is hard, and the chances of you giving up along the way are very high. So what I urge you to do is to start slowly, like I said in the previous video. If you want to watch it, I'm going to leave a link to it above, like I mentioned earlier. What you have to do is start slowly. I personally started with fasting 16 hours and moved it to 18 and moved it to 20, and then that's when I was able to do the 1 meal. That way, when I decided to do this experiment for you guys, I could do it longer and I could sustain it. The thing is that you can't get used to this so fast. They say it takes 21 days to create a habit and 90 days to create a lifestyle. So even if I did it for 2 weeks, even that 1 week that I was doing it, I still felt the hunger. And the reason why I felt the hunger is that if you're used to having 3 meals a day, there is a hunger hormone called ghrelin. The body releases this hormone every time it's time for you to eat. So basically, if you have breakfast every day at 10 a.m., that hunger hormone is going to kick in. And very many people, when this kicks in, of course they give up. But if you hold on for 1 hour, it's going to just subside, because it's only there because that is the time your body is used to eating. So if you do this slowly and gradually, your body will get used to the fact that you're not eating a meal during this time, and that hunger hormone won't kick in. And then you do the same for the next meal until you down it down to 1 meal. The next thing to note is that you have to stay hydrated and drink enough water. I always talk about that. Man, I feel like I'm always apologizing for the noise in the background. There's a lot of background noise and I can't help it because there is construction going on right here. I'm really sorry for that. But you have to drink enough water. You have to stay hydrated. I do not know how many times I talk about the importance of hydration. Because I talk about it so many times, I'm not going to dwell on it so much in this video. I just wanted you to note that and also just remind you, just in case you're trying out the 1 meal a day fast, to make sure that you're drinking enough water because it's very, very important. So earlier I talked about maintaining a healthy diet while going through all this, but one thing you need to note is please stay within your calorie deficit. People have this tendency of overeating, even if they're not eating unhealthy. Just because they're eating healthy, they think that they're going to lose weight. And I've had this time and time again with my clients. One thing they ask me a lot about is, I eat healthy, I maintain a healthy diet, why is it that I'm not losing weight? This might be one of the reasons that you're not losing weight, because eating healthy is one thing, but maintaining a calorie deficit is another. You cannot keep eating healthy and healthy, but you're eating more than your body needs. Of course, if you're eating more than what your body needs, then of course it's going to have excess food. And what does excess food turn into? Excess fat. That's basically it. Just make sure you... Gosh, not again. Just make sure you're maintaining a calorie deficit during this time. While we're talking about maintaining a calorie deficit, another thing to note is make sure that you're not eating less than your body needs. Sometimes because we are trying to lose weight, we think the less we eat, the more we are going to lose weight. But I'm about to tell you something that is about to shock you. Sometimes when you eat so little, you do not lose any weight. Do you know why? When your body is used to getting a certain amount of food every day or certain nutrients every day, and then all of a sudden it stops getting those nutrients, what does it do? It goes into survival mode, and when it goes into survival mode, basically what happens is it's storing everything that you're taking in because it doesn't know when the next food is going to come in. It has to store the little it has for energy, and because it does that, it slows down metabolism. You're not losing weight as fast as you want, or you're not even losing weight at all, because your body, instead of digesting and going through its normal metabolic processes, it's on hold. It doesn't know when food is coming in. Because it doesn't know when food is coming in, it's just going to hold on to those little nutrients to use them whenever it needs it, because it doesn't know when the next food is going to come in. Think of it like when you're saving. Sometimes you save because you're saving for unforeseen future. That's the same thing with eating little. When you eat little, your body is saving that little food for the unforeseen energy burning, as opposed to using it for nutrients, as opposed to using it for energy and all that stuff. So yeah, the last important thing to note is stay busy. I cannot stress that out enough. Do you know how you're used to eating all the time and you're idle? What happens if you're the kind of person that thinks about food all the time? What happens when you're idle? Of course you think about food, and what happens when you think about food? You get tempted to eat. So during this time, keep busy. Even if you're not at work, watch Netflix. Even if you binge watch Netflix all day, as long as it's going to make you not think about food, then just do that. Just make sure it's productive enough and it's not just going to make you be a couch potato and do nothing just because you're intermittent fasting, okay? Okay, now let's talk about some benefits of eating 1 meal a day that I did not talk about in the previous video. This is stuff that I personally experienced myself. It's not even such a big deal, but I found so helpful. Number one, you save so much time. I'm the kind of person that takes too much time to think about my food. And even if you're not the kind of person that takes too much time to think about your food, even if you eat out, the time you take to decide what you're going to eat, then going to buy that food is time wasted. Imagine you do it 3 times a day. On the other hand, if you're like me that loves to cook, you spend time thinking about what to eat, then maybe you have to go buy the groceries. If not, you have to prep that stuff, cook that stuff. After cooking, you have to clean up after yourself. Imagine you had to do that 3 times a day. That is a whole 3 hours maybe wasted, because let's say you spend an hour for all these processes. That is a whole lot of time wasted. So you saved yourself so much time. I would rather spend my time doing other things like recording YouTube videos for you guys and stuff like that. The second benefit is one I actually love myself, is that you save way too much money, because if you're not having 3 meals a day, it means you're consuming less. Consuming less means you're using less produce, and less produce means you don't have to buy so much. Basically what you eat in 1 day, you eat in 3 days, which I think is pretty cool. I don't know about you guys. What do you think? I would like to hear your opinion, so let me know in the comment section down below. The third benefit is it's easier to maintain a calorie deficit. We all know weight loss is about maintaining a calorie deficit no matter what lifestyle or diet diet you choose. So if you're having one meal a day, it's so much easier to maintain a calorie deficit, and this is especially helpful to people that have plateaued and they need to like switch things up. I found with myself and other clients that this has helped so much, so try it out and let me know what you think. Oh my god, I feel like I've been blubbering too much. Now it's time to talk about how my week went. First of all, during the week I tried to make sure that I maintained like an open diet, just so it doesn't seem so clean and so restrictive, so I can get more accurate results with eating one meal a day as opposed to eating 100% healthy. Because of course if I eat 100% clean, then I expect to lose some weight. That is why I wanted to switch it up and eat a bunch of different things, so that you know eating one meal a day actually helps, whether you are eating whatever you want or whether you are maintaining a healthy lifestyle. Although like I said earlier, you have to maintain the calorie deficit no matter what. So personally, when I'm setting a new plan or any kind of lifestyle, what I like to do is clean myself out, and the way I clean myself out is using natural remedies. So this time what I did on the first day, first thing in the morning, I did the salt water flush. For those of you that do not know the salt water flush, I have a video on it. I'm going to link it above, just check it out. What it does is you take the salt water and after 20 minutes, even less, you go straight to the toilet and it cleans out your system completely. Now let's talk about the week's highlights, everything I ate and what I weighed on each and every one of those days. On Monday when I woke up, I was 154.2 pounds. On that day I ate a very big, fat, juicy steak. I had that steak with veggies and some bread, and as you can see, it looks freaking delicious. Don't think I had this by myself. We had this amongst two people and we didn't even finish it, as you can see. And the next day I woke up heavy. I was like, what? Well, there are so many things that come into play, and if you guys want, again, let me know in the comment section down below. I will record a video for you guys as to why the Omad might not necessarily work, but for my case, I know why it didn't work. I ate too much and I did the salt water flush wrong, so I had a lot of water retention. Anyway, that aside, I woke up at 156.4 pounds and I was actually still feeling a little bit full, and because I was feeling a little bit full, I didn't eat too much that day. What I had was leftover sweet potato turkey chili with an omelette. That was a very filling meal for me at that time, and I didn't feel the need to eat anything else until the next day. I woke up weighing 154.4 pounds, and that day, because I was feeling a little hungry, because the day before I didn't have that much food, and personally I maintain a very healthy diet, mostly because I like to stay healthy, and also during the week I have to create new recipes for my clients because you don't want it to be boring, and because you don't want it to be boring, you have to keep mixing it up. So that day I had cauliflower rice with shrimp, but I felt like this was not going to be enough to sustain me until the next day, so I made granola and I did the Munchies granola version. I don't know if you can see from the excitement of my face, but that is one of my favorite things at the moment. And you guys are so sweet, you requested for some more Munchies recipes, which I'm going to bring to you in the next episode. I haven't done this in a long time, so you can see I'm super pumped. There is a Munchies version and a healthy version of this, but I had the Munchies version because I needed to fill up my stomach, and that led to me waking up the next day at 153 pounds. That is day 4, and for that day what I ate was salmon couscous and had dessert, which was the parfait, which is healthy still, leading me to wake up the next day at 150.8 pounds. This is day number 5. I had an egg salad with plantain, and on top of that had a smoothie because I felt like that salad was not going to stay in my stomach until the next day, so I decided to top it up with a smoothie. And of course I had some extra granola, so I sprinkled some granola on top. So on day number 6 I woke up at 150.4 pounds. On that day I had an avocado egg sandwich, which filled me up big time because it was super large, and then topped it up with a fruit salad. During this whole week I tried to satisfy both my sweet and salty tooth. That is why in most cases you would find that after the main meal I would have like a sweet treat after. And last but not least, the final day, which was day 7, I woke up at 150.2 pounds, which means I lost a whole 4 pounds doing one meal a day and not particularly restricting what I was eating. The 7th day, which was Sunday, was a little bit difficult. Montreal is a very interesting place, especially during the summer, because when you walk around you kind of find random festivals, and I found a festival. When I found that festival, of course, what you find at a festival? Food. I kind of tasted here and there. I had some fries, I had some chicken, and I had like, I think, a bite of a burger. Basically that was it. I didn't really eat much, but I did try out a lot of different things. Anyway guys, that was it for the week. All in all, I think I'm definitely going to keep doing the 1 meal a day thing. Even if it's not every day, I'll probably do it every other day because I've found it beneficial. And personally, I'm so into healing naturally and living a healthy lifestyle that I really want to tap into those natural healing components of fasting. That is why I'm going to continue with the fasting. In fact, in the next video, I'm going to be sharing 2 munchies recipes, but those 2 munchies recipes are typically what I eat in my 1 meal a day fast. So if you're interested in seeing that, don't forget to subscribe and ring the bell right next to it to be notified. One thing I forgot to note is that you might notice that you get headaches sometimes, but that is caused by salt deficiency. So if you're having some headaches, make sure you increase on your salt intake so that you minimize on those headaches, of course, and drink enough water. Alright guys, I hope you found this video helpful, and if you did, don't forget to give it a thumbs up because it really supports my channel. Before I go, if you guys want to check out other 1-week experiments I've done in the past, I'm going to leave them over here. Feel free to check them out, and as always, don't forget to stay motivated, be patient, trust the process, and spread the love. I will see you guys in the next one. Bye guys.